You're right, buddy. Promise you don't see me next. Camera's... Well, my camera is on. Maybe you can't see me, oh god. Especially if you've gone to, subscribe to me on Only Ships. That camera's on all the time, baby. Looking forward to seeing you guys at CitizenCon. Oh, let's post up on old X. Boom. Bam. Just gonna quickly clear off my desktop. Be 1 minute, and then we'll go. We'll be ready. Oh, right. Hi. This down there. Click on some of these buttons. Hi, Alex. Hello. If you would like to ask a question during the live stream, say question in brackets, and then ask your question, and we'll try and answer it. I'll have a good I reckon at it. Even if I can't answer it, because, you know, I like to reckon stuff. How is everyone doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm keenly awaiting Alpha 3.23. I am... My current guesstimate at when it's going live is 2nd of May. Alex to me like a good deadline for CIG to be trying to meet. It's next Thursday, basically. Yeah, that's my expectation. That sort of makes sense to me as a target for them. It's possible that they won't make it. But we know that. Pegasus ain't dead. I think you see the Pegasus in game at some point. I just think that they have refocused what the main ships of Squadron 42 Episode 1 are. And I'm not sure if the Pegasus is in there. But you might see it like in game in the Persistent Universe. You'll see it potentially in Episode 2. You feel like the 890 jump is so neglected. All of these ships are going to get so much more work closer to the sort of release of the game. Like they need all of their physical components in. They need to be sort of updated to gold standard. There's a huge amount of work that needs to go into loads of these ships. Obviously, the 890 jump also needs the VIP transport gameplay and stuff like that as well, and kind of the exploration gameplay, and you know, I mean, all the ships need all the gameplay, right? Just one of the core game mechanics being missing means that their gameplay is not going to be balanced properly. That's the way I see it, anyway. I'm here to talk to you about your 890 jumps extended warranty. Oh God. I think one of the things I'm looking forward to in the not too distant future is ship customization when it comes to sort of paint jobs and that sort of stuff. I do think that is going to be something we see next year. And I think it's super important. How are you doing this sunny day in Blighty? Pretty chill and tired. Been playing some Sons of the Forest recently with Zin, so we're sort of like, when we get our work done for the day, and in the evenings we're playing a little bit of Sons of the Forest. So we played it when it first came out in Alpha. We loved the Forest. Oh, we loved the Forest. We played with loads of people in the Forest, and they couldn't get on with it, and we had problems with our server, so every time we like built a base or whatever, it'd get like wiped. But we were like, oh, well, it's quite fun, the Forest, and we were just about to stop, and it was just basically out of like a group of like 12 of us. It was just Zin and I left, and we happened upon some caves and went, oh, let's go on an adventure. And we started doing some adventuring, and we're like, oh, this is cool. There's cool stuff to find, and there seems to be a storyline going on. And we played through all the forest like that, and it was like really awesome. So at the point where we were crawling around in some caves, like with really diminishing resources, we were like out of everything, and we were like burning like money and literally paper money and stuff like that to stay alive. In these caves, we'd like run out of everything else. We're like very hungry, and I saw Zin, and she was like eating a human leg, and I'm like, I've got an energy bar if you like. It's like my last couple, but you don't have to resort to cannibalism yet. I was like, what? And then we like 10 minutes later, after almost being dead, we fell into a canteen with vending machines, and we were like, but most of our money had just been burnt on the fire. It was really funny, really good game, really good fun. And Sons of the Forest, basically Forest 2, and now it's fully released. It was fully released a little while ago. Really good fun, really good laugh. Very pretty. The forest itself is fantastic looking, and it's a good fun adventure game. I say adventure. It's sort of like a hostile survival exploration game. It's just sort of, there's a lot going on. Got those big survival elements, but it's also you going around exploring, finding stuff, and base building. It's a good laugh, and you can play it multiplayer. But I'm doing well. I think I'm going to be moving house in about a month. Sort of end of May is what it's looking like for house move. And hopefully that will be at the end of Fleet Week. That's what I'm hoping, because then I can sort of cover Fleet Week fully, and then be bam, house move. So that'd be good. And in that new house, I'm moving up north to Leeds. In that new house, I've got basically a floor I can do some 3D printing and sort of board gamey stuff in, and it's going to be this lovely house for me making content and playing games, be they computer games, VR, or board. Or up to Leeds. And then I'm relatively close to Manchester as well, which is where the main CIG studio is, so I can go and attend. I will go and join CIG employees on some weekend, sort of drinking at the bar sort of stuff. I'll go to bar citizens that are there regularly and organise some there, and stuff like that. You hacked me. I do have NordVPN, so you don't have me. You have someone... I've just put a potato in front of a camera and tricked you. Why is the 400i the best ship ever? See, I don't think it is. I like the 400i, don't get me wrong. I think it's pretty. However, I don't really use one in-game much. I love the Mercury Star Runner for sort of similar size ship. I've got a lot of love for the Mercury Star Runner. So the latest PTU build for 3.23 is pretty good, and there's a lot of fixes there. There's no real deadline for 3.23 live. They wanted it done by the end of April, sort of like what they targeted it originally. I'm thinking 2nd of May is currently probably their current target. I've used times deadlines and stuff before because CIG have said deadline before, but they don't mean it. It is the ever influx nature of game development. Board, when is this game going to be good again? I missed matadoring on people constantly. So I'm fine with piracy and even sort of high combat gameplay, very PvP orientated gameplay, especially when we've got things like Pyro. That's going to be a lot more doable and viable as a gameplay loop, and actually be ratified as a gameplay loop, and then have all the holes plugged where you can't go out of your way and screw over people in like starting zones and areas that are like, we should be safe here. So 3.23 is pretty good patch, and it's not going to provide enough of that additional PvP content yet for a lot of people. And I think 4.0 will, because of Pyro. I do think they're probably bringing out bounty hunting as updates and lore updates at the same time. So later this year, I suspect you'll have a lot better of an experience with Star Citizen if you want to do more PvP orientated stuff, and even sort of lightly troll people. Because I'm fine with light trolling of people in appropriate areas, right? Don't want to grief anyone. Griefing bad. But just generally being sort of like derping around and playing the fool, I'm all up for that. Any ideas on open PTU or more waves? I'm expecting the PTU to open up to more waves later today for the weekend. Almost certainly. You look at the patch and what they're doing with it. They've just been ironing out the known issues and loads of other bugs. And they're focusing just on general gameplay and stability for 3.23 at the moment. So, and because they don't have the cargo gameplay in there and the hangars and stuff, it's in a relatively good state to open up to more waves. So that's my expectation. More waves tonight, potentially even open PTU. Otmin, what are your thoughts on the hangars we receive when buying a ship pledge versus personal hangar we were given with 3.23.x? Will they be additional hangars or themed just for personal hangars? So the hangars that you bought with real money, or that you've effectively got with the ships, don't. Okay, ignore that. You will be given, with 3.23.x, when they release personal hangars, you will be given a hangar as your personal hangar, which is customizable in your home location, based on the size of your largest ship that you own at that point. Yeah? That. And then, you buy a larger ship than that, you basically have, it won't be your personal hangar, it will be a sort of, public hangar. It'll be there won't be persistent changes in those hangars. So bear that in mind. In the future, that will change. There will be ability to rent hangars and have these persistent hangars in multiple locations, things like that. That looks to be the goal. But for 3.23.x, when they release them for the first time, you go bam. This is where your personal hangar is in your home location, and bam, it's this size based on the size of the ship, the largest ship that you currently own. Will hangar shame be proper gameplay? 100%. Shame people's hangars. Go to visit their hangars, shame them, post up 1-star reviews. Will there be more great music scores when the Indiana virus hacks the Temple of Doom? What? So, I have been playing. I don't know whether I should share these things, but I will. Oh, I don't have DC song. I've got a Suno license. So Suno is a AI song generator. But it's pretty good fun. And I've been playing around with it going, oh, should I do some of this stuff for content? I'm sort of just enjoying it at the moment. I'm trying to think of... there's a load of ones I can't show because it's for sponsorships and stuff that I'm doing. What's this one? Okay, so... Okay. Have a listen at this dumb Star Citizen song that I generated with quite a small brief.
Flying high through the pixelated skies, Star Citizen Alpha 3.23. Hear the battle cries. Falcon engine fire. We're reaching new heights. The best touch yet, shining like a guiding light. Diving into the universe, so vast and grand. With the character creator, we're in command. Customize our avatars, unique and true. A symphony of possibilities, wanting me and you. Customize our avatars.
It talks about it goes into distribution centers and stuff like that, and load of features for 3.23, stuff like that. I made one for NordVPN as well. Just have a listen. Oh, no, no. No, what are you doing? Wait. this one.
Surfing the web, feeling a bit exposed. Needed protection, so I chose NordVPN, the one that's revered, shielding my connection. Nothing to be feared. No prying eyes, no peeking sneaks. Encrypting my data, keeping it discreet with NordVPN. My IP is masked, my location hidden.
It's so good, Suno.
Now I'm free to roam. No
I'm using Suno at the moment. I'm looking at doing AI models locally as well. I just love the technology. The songs they generate with very little, and you can really then go in and tweak the stuff if you want to a reasonable level. So I then went, I wonder if I just type in. That's the chorus. I mean, how? I mean, it's cringe, right? But I don't care because it's silly music that I kind of enjoy creating, and I really love it. Like I writing some songs about Zin and her cats, and it's like gets really dumb. It's AI. Amazingly powerful tools for creation of lots of stuff, and obviously there are problems with what the AI is trained on and that sort of stuff. There's a debate to be had there, but when we're just talking about the power of AI and it being used as a tool for a lot of stuff, I really like it. And I'm like, I might use some for my content. I'm not sure if I'd use AI picture generation yet. I think there's a whole nother sort of conversation to be had there, but I'm interested in the tech and language model stuff as well. I think is fantastic. But I'll check out UDO as well because I've not used it that. But I'm just interested in all the stuff. It's a bit silly. You'll see some dumb stuff on the channel with it, but not like a huge amount. Unless people are like, "Oh, this is amazing." Yeah, I always thought about doing AI stuff as a separate channel. I just think it's super interesting, and I do think that one day we're going to be in a state where we are basically able to generate anime and Netflix type shows effectively. Let me turn this down. Netflix type shows basically on seeds or just generated to our needs and literally going, oh, I made this really cool Fallout type show the other day and just share it with your mate. That's the sort of content we'll be moving into in the next sort of decade or so. I think quite genuinely. Like, why do you need to make anything new when you can generate it? And is that a dystopian hellscape of a future, or is that something that you'd be like, oh, I really love that? I would love to know if you laughed with unscripted troll trailer of Citizen. Oh, it's amazing. The Squadron 42 one. Oh, Gillian Anderson. it's really good. The unscripted stuff is amazing. It was okay. Something that people need to be able to do when people make troll videos on not even troll videos, comedy videos. It's a joke. In the same way, if I go to a comedy show, it's a joke. You need to be able to laugh at stuff like that and know how other people see it. Because a load of people that don't know much about Star Citizen, or even do know much about Star Citizen, will still see some stuff as dumb or CIG done stuff wrong. We've been waiting for like 11 plus years for a game and that we were expecting, or at least like Squadron 42, in 2016. Right? Stuff like that. Like, it's got to see the funny side, right? I'm loving the project. I'm loving it. I'm loving the devs, and I'm loving where it's going, and loving playing it, and loving covering it. But there's a lot of stuff that I also go, lol. And that's sort of important, right? It's not my job to defend CIG. It's my job to enjoy the project. And I do, warts and all, and people making sassy videos and all. And it's very funny. Feel free to link me your Suno stuff. Do it in we can do it here as well. But do it in Discord. Check me Discord stuff. I'd love to listen to stuff like that. It's the amount of information that you give to these things. I just go, oh, write me a song, write me an emo song about Star Citizen Alpha 3.2 and its features, and be sure to include Vulkan and distribution centers. Bam. And it would scrape a load of stuff from the internet and work stuff out. You could have it writing your scripts and stuff for you. I mean, obviously, you'd use language model for it, but it's quite developed already. I love that. I think this stuff's amazing. When do you think the Apollo could release? Later this year, potentially. Towards the end of this year. I don't think it's like super soon. A lot of people are like, "Oh, is it going to be Fleet Week?" I don't think so. But I do think you might see it by the end of the year. Obviously, it's very, very popular, the Apollo. Does the larger ship also mean ones that you've pledged, but that you've not been released yet? Larger ship that you own that it physically exists in game. It has to actually have a presence. And then you get that hangar for that patch cycle until, next patch cycle, whenever they reset the system hangar. So eventually, you're... How will they do it eventually? When the game goes live? Don't know. I think this is an important thing to say as well. Okay, I've got a pretty good knowledge base of Star Citizen and what they'd originally said and what they've said throughout, sort of leading up to now. However, most of those stuff they've said up until relatively recently is hugely subject to change. So, although that knowledge base does allow me to go, well, this is their intention, this is probably their intention, this is what they originally said, that certainly isn't necessarily what's going on now, and stuff changes. Sort of what I'm trying to say. I feel like I need to say that because a lot of the time I will talk about what CIG have previously said, and that does not necessarily mean that's exactly what's happening now. Often, almost always, means it's not exactly what's happening now, but it can be used as a slight indicator of what probably is going on now for things, maybe. I mean, the stuff changes. Based off sketch therapy, what do you think it would take for me, composer, doctorate music, to become a composer for Star Citizen? Ask them. Message them and say you are a composer interested in making Star Citizen type music. Maybe give some examples of Pedro's or Jeff's music that you like, or Darren Lambourne stuff. Say this is the sort of style. Other space opera and Star Citizen, Star Wars, whatever. Give some examples and give some examples of your actual work and say, what would I need to do to be considered for a role or for music? Just ask them. Why not? Indiana Jones and the Taper of Doom is a movie with a great score. Will you do a Nord version with Indiana virus hacking the Temple of Doom? I might do I could do some Indiana Jones Nord VPN things. You're a really good singer, Born. I know, right? I'm impressed with a load of the Xeno music stuff. Hello. Thank you for all the kind words. Yeah, so the ship that your personal hangar is based on, the ship size it's based on has to be a flyable ship. I'm not planning to have a booth at CitizenCon. So I'm very low effort. I want to go around CitizenCon and just enjoy it. I'll be there, I'll be drinking, I'll be saying hello to people. Feel free to approach me and say hello at any point. The worst that will happen is I'll say, I'm really sorry, I'm just a bit busy at the moment. But drink in a minute or something like that. Compasses, waypoints, subsectionality. I mean, there's loads of little bits in 3.23, including the star map, mini map, all those sort of updates as well, that really make that game. All of the FPS updates allow you to navigate a bit better, interact a lot better, have a lot more of a smoother experience. Yeah. AI makes people lazy. I don't necessarily see that it does. It can make people lazy, but you'll also see people utilize that AI as a tool that aren't lazy. I do not produce music at all. I am relatively good at knowing how to... So I messed around with do know a lot in the first few days I played with it to work out how to get it to do stuff I wanted to do. So I'm pretty good at socially engineering the AI into getting the result I want. Shame I missed you this year at CitizenCon. Hopefully the video shout from Jared last year gave you a laugh. I've got it still. I have not put it up. Yes, it was good. I love the fact that Jared just seemed angry at you and me. Thank you very much. Genuinely appreciated. It's so hard for me to get to the US. Like, it's such a huge amount of time out of my life. And I'm not the best traveller, although I'm getting a lot better now. I'm not scared of planes or anything. I just hate being away from home, effectively. And I still get anxious about missing flights and that sort of jazz. When do you think we talked about that earlier. We talked about the largest ship for your hangars. I do not use Telegram to contact people. I know the most likely answer is after release, but how long do you think it'll be until we stop seeing progression resets with updates? Yeah, so at least into beta. It's possible that I go in beta, no more resets. Although it's, again, much more likely version 1.0. It's possible that 3.23 could have a full wipe. I don't think they need to full wipe it, though. I mean, so the reason they would is because of the big economy update and the new way of doing character customization. So it is possible. It is possible. And they need to allocate you a hangar, don't they? They don't need to allocate you a hangar until 3.23.x. I'm not entirely sure whether we're going to have a wipe or not. I was leaning towards no wipe. Now thinking about them allocating you a hangar, but they don't need to allocate you a hangar in 3.23 yet. Question, not serious. Do you think CIG should make a tabletop game like Star Wars, X-Wing, or Armada? There are people that have made card games and Star Citizen ship-esque games. Once the game is in a released state, they can potentially look at stuff like that. I think that you're probably going to get a much better experience out of a fan-made game, though. What's your current judgment call on 3.23? Are you a fan this far? Yes, 100%. Like, there's a huge amount of improvements in there. I'm going to reserve judgment for the live build, because obviously everything could explode. 3.18 style, it's unlikely, but there could be problems and stuff like that. I'm going to put on my glasses, because I can't read for shit. There we go, that's better. How CIG morale of the development team is? Positive, excited, afraid of reception, stressed to pull it off? All of that mixed into one. So they are almost entirely, of all the CIG staff that I've met, super positive. They love their jobs. They love making the game. Even people that have left the studio, I'm friends with a load, for various reasons, moved to other studios or whatever, they are super positive about the project. I don't think I've met anyone negative about the project that's at CIG or has previously worked at CIG. That is true. I was just trying to think if that is definitely true. Yeah, it is. And my latest bar citizen I went to, there's just a load of CIG devs that were really excited about getting stuff in. Either with 3.18, I was talking to them about persistent anti-streaming, stuff like that. We're like, oh my god, everything was broken. But from a metric and data point of view and actually getting the tech working, we'd got the biggest milestone for the game sort of done. And we need to iron it out and make it playable for everyone. But the data we were getting was like superb. Everyone was so sort of excited, especially for 3.23 stuff. They're like, look at this cool stuff, and we're super excited for it. But I'm looking forward to Office Tour, hopefully later this year. I don't think they have been able to have Office Tours yet. I think they'll be opening the floodgates to that after CitizenCon this year. Now you're a homeowner? Not yet. Not yet. Have not actually exchanged contract. Can we expect to see little board gamers running around in the background eventually? Maybe, if I find the right partner. I'm not particularly... I'm entirely neutral about having kids. I'd need to find the right partner and then go, I think this is a good idea to have children with them because we're both good, sensible people that could have... I mean, I'm not any of those things. But, yeah, with the right partner, I could be convinced. So if the largest ship you have is an 890 jump, you should be good for a extra large hangar out of the gate. I believe so. Should get the biggest available hangar, as far as I'm aware. Do you think if your largest ship is the Galaxy, and you have a loan over Carrack, the next biggest ship is 600i, do you think you'll get a personal hangar? So, if you've got a loaner ship that's big, you'll be given the hangar based on the size of your loaner ship in 3.23.x, as far as I understand. He's like, so that Nordic Park ad, that is me singing. That's not AI generated. That is just me singing. I know. I know. I know them. We talked about that. I read an article that Star Citizen dev claims to be have removed personal hangars for now because it makes it unplayable. Do you think that this time because of Squadron 42 release proximity? Okay, so the hangar stuff, assuming you're talking about personal hangars and persistent hangars, it's just got moved into 3.23.x because they don't have enough time to get it in properly. It is the potentially the most complicated stuff, the cargo stuff for this patch. They didn't have enough time to get it in stably, so yeah, it wasn't working. Yes, I think a lot of people are looking forward to the Apollo, and yes, I think it will be not essential for Pyro, but really well used in Pyro. Did you know the word meow is smack dab in the middle of the word homeowner? Oh my god, nyan nyan. Games of Quantum more than Cool Economy, I have impression is a backbone for dynamic server machine. Bit confused by that statement. Orion when? It's going to be a while. Like, the Orion's massive. It's massive and not essential at the moment. My assumption is no, but do you think 3.23 has the potential to be another 3.18? I suppose all patches have the potential to be disastrous at launch for some reason. It's not the same sort of thing with 3.18. 3.18 had persistent entity streaming, which is causing problems. Server meshing could be another 3.18, although they're already testing it and have been testing it, and it's been in a not an awful state already. So 3.23... incredibly low risk of being another 3.18. And when we say that, we mean unplayable for months. That's amazing. Oh, Sketch Therapy, Summer Yeti, and any of the other beautiful mods that are here. Thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate you turning up without any sort of input from me. Just sort of go, boop, I'm going to go live in a bit. But genuinely appreciate it. You are legends and gems. If there's anything I can do for you guys at any point, tell me. Be it advertise your org, or try and get you a ship or what. I don't know. Just ask whatever. Oh, you're an amazing service. And it's the best kind of service as well, because I don't give you anything. Yes, thank you. Sammy, yeah, you're a beautiful boy. You're talking in 2 chats as well, which is confusing me. The reason I'm asking Quanta is it's supposed to be bookkeeper state for NPCs. Okay, so they have the dynamic economy and Quanta NPC stuff running in a closed loop at the moment. I'm not sure when they're going to be integrating it properly into the game proper. Now, I don't think it's going to be something we see this year. I do think it's going to be something we see next year, though. That's my expectation. It is super important. Obviously, it's part of how they generate the living, breathing universe. Appropriate mission generation, appropriate economy. It's all based on that. And then the tracking down of NPCs and bounties and stuff. I do think we'll see bounty hunting that starts to bring in some Quanta stuff potentially later this year. You right, Sharks Bite, mate? How excited are you for CitizenCon? Can I buy you a beer when I see you? Yes, 100% to the beer. And yes, I'm pretty excited for CitizenCon. It's going to be good. It's going to be a bit stressful for me as well because I'm going to be like really tired during CitizenCon. And then I'm like, I've got to make loads of videos as soon as I get back home. I want panel shows with Zin and guests maybe here on other channels, not just me. I think it'd be great for the channel, especially in predictably slow months. I do need to expand a lot of the content, and I do want to get some additional sort of podcasty content stuff. Is the BoredGamer face contest stuff over? I have not chosen a winner yet. Well, I've not... Maybe rephrase that. I've not counted up the results for the winner yet. I'll also be making sure that Zin looks at your one as well, Sharkbite, in case she goes, actually, this one's a winner. I'm still going to be giving a prize to 5 or 6, the 2 people that were in the video that were talked about, my face and my avatar, the people that made those ones. I'm going to give a prize to one of those 2 people. But if Zin's like, yours is great, then we'll use yours. And we'll also we'll talk about it. We'll work it out. I will include it somehow in the potential pool. When are they supposed to let Tony Z out of his crate to show us the economy stuff again? Don't know. There was talk about Tony Z being in the same sort of boat as Todd Pappy and not being at CIG anymore. I do believe Tony Z's still there, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I like the liking the new look of the new stuff in XenoThreat event as well, because there's new crates and containers there too, and some new cargo to move around. I'm looking forward to assaulting the Idris and boarding it. Now, I'm not sure how long they're going to survive while boarded, because people are going to blow them up, obviously. What if everyone in your face used your org? Oh my god, even the women. 100. I mean, they'd be attractive, whatever, wouldn't they? Really? Does it matter? Man or woman, you can't beat perfection. What else we got here? I appreciate all the kind words, thank you. Can you ask them why they included a brightness twiddler on the ship's controls, but haven't made them active for us? Okay, fair. I think it would be able to change colours and stuff on MFDs and stuff in the future. The 2 words on my submission. You looked angry because that was the face the character was making. I tried to make you looking happy, but also the picture reference I used looked like well, I can't. Okay, number one, I can't help how I look, and I can't help how you see me. But Zin is mostly in charge of picking which character look most like me. I'm sorry that anyone that was on my Discord just had a couple of days of just pictures of me looking a mixture of potato to handsome potato. It was a good range. Do you think multi-thread Vulkan will make it into 3.23? I think it will make it into the 3.23 cycle, probably not the initial launch. I think there's other stuff. They just want to get Vulkan working first. Then they're going to optimize it heavily throughout 3.23. And then I think we'll see Vulkan in a good state for 4.0. Because... Great voice for radio, Samiyeti. Perfect. I need to exploit, as it were, all the generosity of people that want to help expand the channel and do content. So I will. I'll plan some stuff out. I'll move house, and then actually start to do more stuff like that. I think, like where my current living situation is inefficient for the amount of time I have. So that shouldn't be the case once I've moved. Anything on Squadron 42? I am more of a single player and I am drooling because after Cyberpunk I hear only crickets. Yeah, so I'm thinking at CitizenCon this year we'll see a Squadron 42 release date. I think they'll also go Squadron 42 is ready and will be released, or is literally just... it's content complete and everything. It's just finishing off bug fixes or whatever. I mean, they'll be like, yeah, it's ready. That's my expectation. Yeah, I expect a Squadron 42 themed. Not entirely themed. Obviously, there's going to be lots of other stuff going on at CitizenCon. But I would expect Squadron 42 to be a big focus of CitizenCon this year. I'm expected to see like Henry Cavill and people at CitizenCon. Also, if you ever want some music, I'll do fun/free because I enjoy the channel. Oh, that's appreciated, this Zaza. What are your thoughts on the Zeus Mark II and its variants? I think it's a cool looking ship. Great idea. I'm sort of an evolution of the Zeus. I mean, it's the evolution of the Zeus in lore being ratified as an in-game ship. And sort of like a medium-sized ship. Yeah, it's cool. Looking forward to it. We'll see it later this year. Do you think concierge support has slipped over the last decade due to the project's growth? Yes. I don't think there's okay. I think there's a reasonable level of concierge support. However, there are a lot of concierge members, and there are not a lot of concierge, as far as I'm aware, concierge customer support operators, so they have to triage that, and during busy times you probably get seen less than a normal customer service ticket, right? So that's my feeling on it. I don't actually have metrics to back that up. In my opinion, the help desk is taking a huge crap. Yeah, so they sort of, I don't think they've got enough customer service operators in general. That's true of all of the help, and I think they work more procedurally now rather than actually looking at your problem and trying to solve your problem. They go, oh, we can't solve your problem because the procedure says no, sort of thing. It's sort of like a lot less kind and a lot less helpful. I'm hoping they will change. I've had a lot of people say that, Samiyeti as well. I know that you've had problems with them, and a lot of people have. So I always have great time with concierge and customer service. I say great time. I've not had any problems. But that might be because I'm a content creator and I get content creator pass. That's a thing I made up, content creator pass, but you know what I mean. They go, well, make sure Board get what he wants, or these content creators get what they want. It might not be. It might be pure coincidence. But I'm also aware that maybe it's more trouble than it's worth. But I don't contact customer service much. I contacted it about CitizenCon tickets, going, will I be able to get Disneyland tickets easily or whatever? And they basically went, try and get them. Try and get them. They'll probably be enough for your needs. Try and get them. Vulcan is also needed for Squadron 42, right? Yes. There must be some intense work there. Yeah. I mean, they've got a while for Squadron and they know Vulcan works. Do you know anything about the Mirai Guardian Heavy Fighter? No. No. I mean, I obviously there's lots of rumors about the Mirai Pulse, which is assumed to be the hover bike, probably coming out with 3.23. What do you think engineering gameplay will be like, and will it affect solo players? What do I think it's good? So, larger ships, if you take larger ship into combat, you are going to be screwed in combat if you don't have engineers, or the ability to engineer, or NPCs that do it, or whatever, right? Because you are going to lose relays, you are going to damage and attrition is going to destroy your ship. You might be able to move them from A to B with, and if you're not in combat, probably be okay. Does CIG address your concerns faster because of your pretty privilege and not concierge or criticize? So, okay. So, I very rarely contact customer service. Yeah, very, very rarely. And sometimes it does take a while, but they'll address my problem. It's not like I get a super speedy service there or anything. When last time I've used them, I can't even remember what I used them for. It's probably like, oh, I accidentally bought this, or this isn't updating properly, or something like that. I will message CIG community managers or whatever if I'm curious about a rumor, or want to ask them a question, or I need to double check the fact, or they've said something that's confusing or whatever. I'll message them, and I typically get a response relatively quickly, within like a day or so. But I don't use those resources that much. I'm a beautiful potato. Thank you, I appreciate that. Remember, people, 3.23 is on the road to 4.0, and everything that appears, for the most part anyway, is in the standard system, vis-a-vis item banks, ship hangars, cargo elevators, will also be in Pyro. Yeah, that's true. We do know, obviously, they've been testing server meshing, they've been testing Pyro, they've been testing the move between the jump point. Right. So, after 3.23, I'm thinking 2nd of May, probably for a live build. I'm really enjoying engineering stuff, although it's pretty basic at the moment. I do like those sort of experimental game modes. I think 3.23 has got the potential to be, well, it's going to be the best patch ever. But I think it's got the potential to be a fantastic patch. It is going to be a little bit based on desync and stability. And our missions probably functional. Our NPCs working, spawning properly. And if they get those basic things nailed down, amazing patch. Genuinely amazing time. And the stuff that I'm always nervous about is like, you don't know if that stuff's going to work until the live build. It might be working in the PDU. Might break when live comes out. But obviously they've got plans for running XenoThreat, updated XenoThreat, which is the phase 6, I suppose, of the Overdrive Initiative event, soon after, a few days after 3.23 goes live. I suppose they want to fit it in before before Fleet Week. Have you ever worked in tech? Not properly. I mean, I've done computer builds and stuff before, as sort of like as a job, but not properly in tech. Beyond YouTube, not even sure what working in tech is nowadays. You think big money backers had more sway over Concierge before CIG made $1 billion off ships? No, I think so. When CIG was a smaller company, I'd expect them to have, with a smaller marketing team, the focus of what marketing's looking at is going to be smaller as well. So as they've expanded out our marketing team, I think that they're also looking at other avenues of business, and the amount that Wales contribute, the smaller amount compared to all the new players they're getting. But I still think they obviously love their whales, right? We don't use whales in an offensive term. I want to use it in a term that is appropriate, which is, I suppose, anyone that spent over $1,000 is probably considered a whale. Unless you're and obviously there's mega whales, which has probably spent like over 10,000. It's all a scale, isn't it? So, really looking forward to that new XenoThreat event with interest boarding and that sort of stuff. Obviously, there was a load of confusion with the Overdrive event and XenoThreat and what you're getting when. I just want to clarify that reward-wise, if you've done or do the first 5 phases of the Overdrive initiative, which are up at the moment, and will be up until the XenoThreat mission, main sort of fleet mission start, you will get your F7A Mark II upgrade and the 7-day rental of that ship. Yeah? You just need to do those 5 Overdrive initiative, effectively XenoThreat prelude missions. And then phase 6, which is the XenoThreat event that we've already had, is now part of the Overdrive initiative sort of umbrella. And that will be launched a few days after 3.23 goes live. And if you also complete that, you'll get the XenoThreat armor as a reward too. As soon as XenoThreat goes live, though, the Overdrive Initiative prelude missions, the first 5 phases, are no longer going to be available to play. They'll probably run this stuff again, right? And potentially with the same rewards, so bear that in mind. What's your favourite solo ship? Oh, potentially the F8 at the moment, just because it's so easy to use. It's got a reasonable, reasonable components, and it's very tanky. Very, very, very tanky. And lots of firepower. Is there a cost to the F7A upgrade if you own an F7C? If you get the upgrade, you can apply it. You don't need to buy it. I'm not sure if they're going to be selling the F7A upgrade separately. It's not the token to buy one. It is the actual you get the upgrade. As far as I understand. Hey, Board, 2 questions. Do you like the current funding model for 1.0 and beyond? We don't know exactly what that funding model is going to be. I'm expecting it to be, because it's lots of different stuff, right? So, at the moment, Star Citizen is funded by voluntary subscriptions. It's funded by ship sales. It's funded by tickets to events, other items and merchandise. But it's mainly ship sales. And a little bit other digital goods, so like Alpha UEC sales and stuff like that, although pretty pointless at the moment. And then game packages, ship packages with the game, Squadron 42. Well, they can't buy Squadron 42 at the moment. Now, what does that evolve into with 1.0? Well, I suspect they'll go a little bit away from ships. Although I think, because originally they said, well, basically we're not going to sell ships anymore. We'll sell game packages with a ship. And I think they're going to do that. I still think they're going to sell ships. I think they're still going to, at the very least, I think they'll still do concept ships and go, you want this ship at this earlier stage, you can effectively buy it, back it with real money, bam, you get it for like a month before anyone else can get it in game. Things like that, maybe, that's just my sort of expectation. But you'll be able to buy UEC, that's the main driver they wanted in game. You buy UEC, bam. It's an interesting one to see how they're going to keep the game going beyond release. But I think they'll do a similar thing to what they're doing now. I think they're going to sell ships. I think they're going to sell UEC as well and normalize that. But they're sort of in control of their game's gold economy, and they can go, anyone that's selling gold, that's outlawed. So it's an interesting one. We'll still have to wait and see, right? What kind of a golden potato? What kind of a potato would you classify yourself as? Probably like King Edward. Have you done much mining in Star Citizen? Yes. Thoughts on your current implementation? We need to be able to refine the goods on the fly with refining ships. We need the economy to back up and crafting to back up mining. It's okay. I think with ironing, polish, and the other mechanics backing it up and a little bit more depth, it will be pretty good. You see it changing at all? It would change a little. I think they've gone in the right direction. I think they want to keep it similar to what it is. If Retaliate update is with Invictus and is also a .x patch, would that mean that 3.23.1 at Invictus? Yes, I actually expect that. So, with 3.23.0 where it is right now, do you think 1.0 gets rolled into 0? I think that 3.23.1 could just be Invictus and some bug fixes. Doesn't necessarily have to be the other stuff that they want in 3.23.x. Or they could just say, yeah, it's a hotfix patch, which also includes Fleet Week, but I think it'll be 3.23.1, even though it's only a couple of weeks after. Have you come across the big influx of gold farming bots in game yet? No, I haven't. The long number names running reclaimers. I'd not seen that. Thank you, Nex. I will look at that because I'm always interested in gold farmers and that sort of stuff and that kind of economy and the grey market, black market of games because it's a good indication of the health of a game and also it's how unhealthy it is and how popular it is and stuff. So things like cheaters, things like cheaters, cheats, gold farmers, and yeah, really interested in that stuff. I will check that out. When's the next free fly? Should be mid-May start with Fleet Week. Should be a free fly. Do you think with the progress on Squadron 42 that we'll ever hear about NPC crews once the 4.0 features have been delivered? Or will they focus on features / tech and knock in Squadron 42? It's a good question. So I think we're going to see NPC crew and AI blades and stuff sort of like that next year. At least. AI blades and then work towards NPC crews. I think that's going to be a big thing. Obviously, Squadron 42 is feature complete but not content. It's in the polishing stage. So I think there's a lot more focus on bringing the Squadron 42 features over at the moment, and then later on this year they'll then switch on to the new features for the Persistent Universe. More of a focus on that. Since CIG is playing on selling currency, do you expect them to ban people doing it through the grey market? When they do it properly with a live game, yes. I think they'll make it against terms of service first, if anything like that. Now, this is an interesting one, okay? So I'm in the opinion of that the grey market and Star Citizen trades and stuff like that is good for the financial health of the game. To an extent, there are certain things that CIG will want to make sure they have control of, certain things they want to ban. I think obviously, like, okay, for example, I think you're not technically allowed to trade ownership of an account, of a game account, but in some countries in the world, like the UK, you can. So there are interesting cross-country policies as well. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think they'll want to prevent real money sales of people buying gold from other sources, right? Because they'll be cheaper than CIGs. That's my expectation anyway. Will we be able to buy a F7A upgrade if we didn't earn it in the mission? Don't know. It's possible they'll sell it during Fleet Week. You'll be able to get the one in the game eventually somehow anyway. So I wouldn't have too much FOMO. If the Retaliator update is with Invictus and is also .x patch, would that mean what we talked about earlier? Bam. What else have we got? So yeah, I'm not planning on buying in-game currency for Star Citizen. I mean, I'll play the game. I've bought like $3,000 worth of ships for myself. I don't need to buy anything more. I might get a voluntary subscription. If they sort of expand out what subs do. I don't know if I'm subbed to RSI stuff at the moment or not. I can't even remember. So right. Yeah. I think that's sort of everything I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I'm interested to know, are they going to sell the F7A Mark 1 and F7A Mark 2 during Fleet Week or for real money? Is that going to be a thing? Will they run the XenoThreat / Overdrive Initiative again with the same rewards as well in the future? Those are the sort of things I'm interested in. Account resets for 3.23 upgrade. Anyway, no word. It's hard to tell. They haven't said they're going to, but they might need to. I was thinking if they needed to allocate you a hangar, it was more likely, but they won't until 3.23.x. We don't know yet. I'd say it's literally 50-50. Yeah. Thanks for that. Bear with me 1 minute. I'm just going to bio real quick, and then I'm going to find someone, or wrap up, and then find someone else to stream, restream, raid. Bear with me. fractionally less affectionate with my cat at the moment because unfortunately I've become allergic to my cat and it makes my eyes puffy, red, and scabby to be near her. So I take steroid cream, rub steroid cream on them, and a load of antihistamine stuff. To be in the same house, and she will try and get close to my face as possible during the night and during the day and stuff. Yes, thank you very much for watching today. Genuinely appreciated. Thank you very much for all the questions and the kind words. I am going to see who else is streaming at the moment. We've got some videos coming up with Loop Deck, which is like a stream deck on steroids, which is programmable LCD buttons and twiddly bits and stuff. Since still developing a profile for it at the moment for Star Citizen, but it's really cool. Not just for Star Citizen either. Like it's cool for our workflow and general PC use. But we're talking about that soon. I've got some cool Verpal joystick stuff that I'm going to be playing with for Star Citizen again, and there's sort of like a load of updates since our last video on Toby Eye Tracker. So I'm going to be checking that how that works with 3.23 and its new boost feature and stuff like that, or updated boost feature. And there'll be loads of stuff. There'll be loads of videos, lots of stuff about 3.23.2. 3.23, no, 3.23.0.2, I don't know. That's a future patch. That'll be my future monkey BoredGamer problem. Let me find who is... I've just gone off on a tangent. I've gone mad. Just don't listen to me anymore. Who else? Who's a streaming? Who's a streamy boy? Let us. Let's go to this guy. I don't know who he is. It's new. His man's making a beautiful bearded character. Got to give him some love. Right, let us do that. /raid. Boop. That work? Yeah. Right. Thank you very much for watching. Genuinely appreciated. We're going to go and check out this beautiful man's stream. Oh no, what have I done? Thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time. Or there'll be a video out in a bit, so see you then. Peace.